It's a grand old flag, it's a high-flying flag, it's the emblem for me and for you.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Parkfield Poddy. Thanks to our sponsors, O'Brien Real Estate Keysborough and MB Play Streaming for sponsoring this episode. Welcome back everyone after a successful week for the club, leading to Christmas. As always, I'm joined by Cano. How you doing, mate?
Always well, Poddy. Always well. Great to see you, buddy.
Good to be my captain again, Cano. I'm happy for that.
How long have we been recording? 30 seconds. He's already dropped it. Have a look at him.
And then,
podcast. All about you. All about you.
And then, of course, joined by Geordie Hill again. How you going?
I'm good. It felt really weird that you didn't insult either of us then. So that was really nice.
I'm too tired to insult anybody at the moment. I've got enough energy to pump myself up, but not enough to bring people down with me.
Fair enough.
But yeah, special episode this week. One of the very special ladies of Parkfield's history. We have Liz Williamson joining us. Hi Liz, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you very much for having me on.
That's all right.
Quite embarrassed.
Yes. But yeah, we got a pretty good episode to talk about today. We have a few wins on the weekend, which are always nice to talk about. So expect an upbeat and uplifted episode this week.
Yeah, if you stop yawning.
Bit of energy.
All right. It was all right. When we get to the match reports, I'll be a bit happier. Cool. So do you want to kick us off, Cano? We'll get these match reports out the way and dive into Liz.
Yeah, mate, we can do that. So, sunny, beautiful day at Parkfield Reserve. Had our last Junior Blasters Master Blaster session for the calendar year, which was quite enjoyable. Shout out to Hansi for coming down again and giving me a hand. It's a great man, great introduction to the club this year. Very grateful to have him and his help. We took on Easy Sleazy Keezy at Parkfield Reserve. Quite an interesting list we had going this week. We had a couple of debutantes. We had Nicholas Lobo, just a club favourite, fantastic fella, make his debut in the ones. And obviously yourself, Poddy, which you alluded to very early in the piece. Welcome back to Christopher Pond after, I'm sure you heard all about it last week, but making some runs. And at the very last minute, got a message in the morning from Sully Iqbal, who Liz will remember from a long, long time ago. But Sully had to pull out, unfortunately, with COVID. Got the double lines on the rat test and the symptoms come through Saturday morning. So Sully was a laid out, which gifted Georgie Augustine his first game in the firsts for Parkfield. Been toiling away for a number of years in the seconds, always makes runs, always upbeat, very positive guy, always provides the juice. Poddy provides the juice, big fella. But Georgie got his first game in the ones. So, yeah, a bit long-winded there, but it was a big day for a few people. So, good on them. But anyway, won the toss, which is just stock standard these days, Poddy. And
thank God we need it.
And Keysborough in on a road at Parkfield, which is always a nerve-wracking thing as a captain. But I thought, yeah, don't fancy getting bowled out for 85 batting first again. So we'll stick them in and see how they go. So Keezy scratched their way to 8 for 177. God knows how, but our mate Jono Muhammad, the Moose, Snags, Lumumba, somehow got 30-odd, which, well done, mate. Good on him. But
off 90 balls.
Yeah, off about, I think it was about 1,050. It took a long, long time. But, it was good to have Matt Goodyear back, open up the bowling, took our first wicket, was just ever reliable on a good spot. And then, yeah, wickets evenly spread amongst the rest of us. Fat, older captain had to bowl into the wind, which he wasn't too happy about. But, yeah, we restricted them to 177. And then, yeah, our turn to bat. It wasn't looking great, Poddy, at the start. We were 3 for bugger all, but that brought together two of the informed players and the class players of the team. Dishy Malasakara opened the batting, ended up with 68 off 106 balls, which, if you know Dishy, a little bit slow going for him, but applied himself really well to the situations. The best I've seen him bat. Beautiful run in between the wickets and some, really nice shot play. Very controlled, calm innings. Our man, Travi D'Souza, ended up on 61 off 92. Again, more likely to go out running a ball, Travie, but knew the situation. And yeah, surprisingly enough, running between the wickets, despite his poor genetics, was a feature, a hallmark of his innings. So those two underpin the whole innings, really. Looking at the scorecard, nobody else got double digits. So thank Christ for those two blokes. But geez, they batted well. 100-odd run partnership, sensational. And then, dare I say it, but yourself, Pondy, and the gorgeous RJ Payne both not out when the winning runs were, I guess.
Bold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a wide down the leg side, I think, which was disappointing. Not for one of us to hit the winning runs because, we did outplay them. I thought we played quite well, especially those two boys. Really taught us how we should be batting, especially at home. Parkfield's a bloody dream to bat on at the moment. Great outfield. No bike track anymore, Liz. Got some beautiful trees planted around the joint. Nice, dead, flat surface grass is looking great, unlike the old days where one half was all weeds and a couple of runners of couch grass in there to try and grow some grass on the bloody ground. But now it's a dream at the moment, Parkfield. So shout out to Zach and the guys doing the curating. It's a good place to play cricket at the moment.
Very good.
Yeah, it is awesome. I can't wait till we get those rooms and everything set up. And we're gonna have the best setup in the DDC, I reckon, in terms of facilities. Tucked away there.
Big flashing lights. Bit of night cricket. Day-night tests.
Actually, I reckon the night time at Parkfield is some of the best viewing grounds in ever. I don't know.
Imagine playing under that sunset.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That was a really good sentence, Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
Sunsetting behind the big tree, got the colour behind the big tree, got the lights on the ground, nice and green grass.
Sky rail across the back.
Yeah.
Up on the balcony outside.
Got the Noah Park slide from the swimming pool in the background. Oh,
Maybe you
geez.
can see the clock tower down there on Douglas Street.
Easily.
I'm telling you when the new rooms will be coming. Any idea?
I think it's like within 3 years, but we're really not sure.
Yeah.
Let's say 3 years, but
Yeah.
6 maybe. Stick fat though, it'll be good. Just stick fat.
We're happy at the moment. We've got brand new nets. We've got a nice ground. So even what's been done so far, I'm happy with. If the new rooms, personally, if the new rooms don't go ahead, oh well, our rooms are great as they are, and we've got brand new nets, which is what we've been chasing for 10 years. So I'm stoked at the moment. But I will take a double story with a balcony and nice hot
Tap
shower.
beer. And tap beer.
And tap beer. Organise that for where we are now too, as you know.
There we go. Beautiful. So yeah, good for the ones who get a win after a couple of tough weeks. But yeah, leading into the second 11, which unfortunately I wasn't there this week, so can't give you the full run now, but I'll do my best off what I can say. We I don't know if we won or lost the toss, but we batted first. Should we won? Look, no one really made a big score, but there was a lot of starts, a lot of people chipping in. Like Hannah said, there's a lot of call-ups late to the ones, which means there's obviously a lot of call-ups late to the twos as well. So Geordie Coots and the bloke who got the phone call in the morning, Sheehan, opened the batting. Geordie Coots making about 15, but what I'm really happy to see is Sheehan making 20, opening the batting after. I don't. When does Sheehan play the twos game? I can't.
It might have been his debut, mate.
Yeah, it might have been
Playing
his
the club
debut.
for a long, long time too.
Yeah.
What a great man. 25 years, I want to say, he's played at Parkfield.
Yeah, so for him to come up, play his first game, open the batting, which is never easy to do, it could be quite a daunting thing. And to go out there and second top scorer is just unbelievable for his confidence and for I think really set the tone for the whole team for that day. You know, Bappo made 15. Jack Greeley got a call up to the second somehow. Batted 5. Apparently hit his second ball for 6. So just in true Jack Greeley fashion.
I was talking to him. He's like, I blocked the first one and just didn't feel good, so I just went for it.
It does sound like Jack Greeley.
Yeah.
Funny story. We were in the car on the way home from golf on Friday night, myself and Jack, and we're driving home from the golf course, and Tony Payne starts coming up on his on his dash, like ringing him through Messenger. And Jack looked at me and he goes, "Is Tony calling you?" I'm like, "Mate, it's coming through your car. He's calling you." He goes, "What the hell does he want to talk to me about?" And then Tony Payne's half cut at his Christmas party. "Jack, really? Mate, I need you to play Tours tomorrow." Blah, blah, blah. And Jack, you can't say no to Tony Payne over the phone. So Tony knew exactly what he was doing and sucked Jack into playing. But sounded like a good day. Fergie made a duck, so
Ferg.
cop that skip. And then Manny finished off with 24 not out and Blake Barnes with 8 not out. So Blake making runs.
Stop it.
Keysborough had to go bat, and it seemed like an absolute clinic from our bowlers. A bloke who's been in form and hasn't really missed a spot has been Rory. He took 3 for out this week off 19 on one of the flattest decks they can have played on off 8 overs. So took the absolute mickey again. Rory might have been a shift to play ones as well this week, but might have just missed out for fitting in with our batters and bowlers. So he's worked really hard, and maybe that one spot is coming pretty soon. Fergie, economical as well. Blakey, first game, really looking good back with the ball, took 3 for, and Manny chipped in with 2, and we rolled him for 100. Go on, get stuff, get out. Enjoy your Christmas party with 2 losses, idiots. Cody also took 5 call wides.
Oh, wow.
So
That's a really poor finish from you, Pondy. You've given it to a club we actually like, and then you had to wrap Cody up. I thought you got through the whole thing without wrapping him up because I heard enough on Saturday night. Fair income. The bowlers do all the hard work, get the edges. All you have to do is catch the ball, which you should be doing 200 times a game. Yeah. You're married to a wicketkeeper, a champion wicketkeeper. It can't be that hard.
Okay.
That's my idea. Anyway, just trying to back the bowlers.
We sort of unraveled a bit there, didn't we?
Well-oiled machine, my friend, like a well-oiled machine.
That's it. So, Canny, can you talk about Turf 5 this week?
Mate, I can talk to you about Turf 5, absolutely.
Beautiful.
So, wasn't a great day for the guys in Turf 5, unfortunately. Not too many at the top got going. Presidente opened up with Lockie Binney. Both, unfortunately, sort of missed out with just low scores. Come through the lineup, get towards the bottom, and for the first game of the year, and with the top score, is our man Marcus Coots. Old AMF Marcus Coots with the bumper bars on the side when he bowls. Well done, Cootsy. Top score. Unfortunately, we only got to 92. And Dandy West, who are a good side in this grade, as we know. We've played them in finals before. Got it quite comfortably 3 down with 1 wicket each to, I think, Tilly, Dags, and Lockie. So Lockie doing it up front, open the batting and bowling by the looks of things. So great to see the young fella having a crack, which is good. Unfortunately, no result. And unfortunately, due to unavailabilities, with 20-odd people unavailable this week in the end, we had to forfeit our 4ths, which is a damn shame, but we pretty much had 2 full sides worth of players unavailable. So pretty tough to come back from there.
Good players too. A lot of good players out.
I think we had 6 from the first 6 that have played first 11 this year that were unavailable on the weekend. So,
but yeah, stick fat. I think the ones realistically aren't that far out of the 4 anymore.
No.
And, the seconds we're sitting pretty in 3rd at the moment. So with a pretty healthy percentage after that win. So stick fat. We're coming. Second half of the year is going to be a big year for Parkfield. Did the juniors play last week? Under 10s?
It's a great question. I believe they did.
I believe they did. Keysborough White play Keysy again.
Yeah, mate. They got 3 sides. Actually, when I his name escapes me, but Keysborough's first 11 scorer has done a hell of a lot of work with their juniors, starting at blasters and bringing them through. So to have 3 10 sides going at Keysy is just remarkable. So well played to them. Just having a quick look at the scores, they've managed to beat us, unfortunately. As we know, this is our first year with under 10, so a lot of these guys haven't played before, so it's going to be tough for them to make big scores off the bat. But any juniors at Parkfield is a great result, especially at that age where we can bring them through all the grades. And yeah, they seem to be enjoying it. They got some pretty good coaches with Shane, Rory, Mev, and Caitlin looking after the fort. So yeah, I'm sure they're going to enjoy their careers for sure.
Yep. Geordie, do you want to talk about the girls in the seconds played, but not the?
Yeah. So our first didn't play. We didn't have a fixture game this week, but our twos did play. So they were at Parkfield on Sunday, and we played Parkdale. We lost a toss, and they elected to bat. And looks like we got off to a really good start. I think we ended up bowling them out in 18 overs. So, and it was really tight bowling from our women, which is good. Best bowling figures of the day were Villainy 3 for 4 off 4 overs.
Oh.
Good stuff from her. And Dinasha 2 for 4 off 3 overs. So our spinners had a really good day.
Expensive.
And then we went out to bat. We had Sienna open. She made 12 and retired. Pretty much everyone retired except we only lost 1 wicket. And then we chased the runs down in 16 overs. So yeah, pretty easy day from the girls, I think. Yeah, they're going good. I think that's 2 wins in a row now. So it's really good to see them getting some wins on the board and climbing up that ladder.
Sensational.
Go girls.
Perfect. Do we have under 18 girls?
You're in charge of the girls, Jordan.
Oh wait, no, I think they play tomorrow, don't they?
They do play tomorrow.
Yeah, they got washed out.
Last week they got called off with the weather. For under 18 girls, we had the night set aside for no training. Everybody get down to the club and watch them play at Parkfield on turf. We'll make a big night of it. And Melbourne weather. Piss down rain, called off. All right, we'll switch it back to Glen Waverley's ground on synthetic. Nah, it's too wet. So
it was hammering down us.
It was flogging it down, wasn't it, Pondy? It was shocking. Shocking day. But
good result though, no training.
Yeah,
we always say that.
Wasn't complaining. My hamstring was thanking me.
Rain giveth and rain taketh away.
God, what was that?
God.
Someone help me out here. I feel like I'm carrying this episode. Someone give me a hand.
Oh, Christ. I told you it was going to be nice and professional, Liz. I'm sure we haven't let you down just yet. God, sorry.
Oh, good. Good.
All right.
Moving on.
All right. Liz.
Hang on a minute.
Sorry.
Something's happened.
Oh, no.
Oh, hang on. That's all right. I'm back again.
Thank God.
Womp. Well-oiled machine. We go again.
Wait, get the hashtag trending, everyone. Hashtag WOM.
Hashtag womp.
Hashtag.
Lovely. Oh, Liz. You ready?
Can't help anyone who wants a YouTube clip of this.
I'm trying to power through this, and you keep interrupting me.
Sorry, Pomcast.
Come on, please. I'm trying to keep our 18 deals. Our retention's terrible. All right, Liz. Hello.
Hello.
For those at home wondering, this might be mine and Liz's first official conversation.
No. We've spoken at the conference before.
Was I drunk?
I didn't critique it.
No, I thought we had. I thought we had spoken before.
Yes,
but I
we had.
was probably drunk. That's normally the
Maybe.
That's normally the issue at the cricket club.
Okay, so the first formal.
It's just your issue in general, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's probably my issue. I want some things to work on.
Some.
All right. So we'll dive into it.
I know.
Okay. So you're a life member at Parkfield, Berwick, and Dandenong.
No.
Where?
Only Parkfield and Dandenong.
Thanks, Cano.
Oh. I'm off to writing all these questions for you, Liz.
I've never thrown you under the bus like that. I've never done that to you.
No.
Oh,
No,
great.
never life member at Berwick.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
good.
They can get stuff
Yeah,
there.
stuff Berry.
Yeah, stuff there. We're beautiful. That's even better. We don't have to be nice to Berwick on here anymore.
Right. Take your turf one and get stuffed.
Good.
Take your
It's
Wonder
different
White sponsoring.
requirements. Yeah. So
Ah,
anyway,
so you're a life member.
member of Parkfield, and Dandenong.
Okay,
yeah.
beautiful. Do you even like Berwick?
So
Do you even like Berwick?
of course, I spent 10 years as junior coordinator and on their senior committee there. So, I left there knowing that it was my turn to move on, and I still have friends that are involved there, and all good. Yeah.
But you're a bit
I still
salty that
do
you're not
like
a
the
life
club.
member. You're a bit salty you're not a life member though. Let's be honest.
No, as I said, every club have different requirements, and they don't. They could go years without even handing out a life member.
Right.
So
Okay. Anyway, so
that's in their constitution, and that's how it is. So
okay, that's
Yeah.
all right.
that's all right.
Lovely.
Doesn't worry me at all.
Cool. Well, do you want to talk about some of the roles you held at Parkfield and Dandenong then to sort of cement your life membership?
Yeah. So, well, basically, I got involved when Craig, my husband, was he was secretary, and then went off to do his accountancy degree. And Joffa Paul Colt was president at the time, and Paul and I went to primary school together, so we had a long time connection. And anyway, I said, Paul said, how about you come and do it while Craig's going to school? So that's how I got involved to be secretary for a few years. But my connection to Parkfield goes way back, like as in, many, many years before that. So that role I held, and then when Jared started to play as an 8-year-old, or actually before that, we did more. Stevie was one of the little have-a-goes.
Yep.
So I sort of did all the registrations and all of that, and organised all the trips that we did to the MCG and Punt Road. Remember those, Stevie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So I sort of did that, and became junior coordinator, as I said, when Jared started playing. Gail Hardy was a great worker at Parkfield. One of the best women, workers that Parkfield's ever seen. And her boys were all coming out of juniors, just about finished, and they were probably finished. So she said to me, here you go, you're starting. You can have a go at doing this. So I jumped on and started doing that and organising merchandise and things like that as well. And just continued on wherever I could help. Jumped on the committee as well, and so a long time, connection to Parkfield.
Yeah, lovely.
But as I said, it goes back a lot longer than that. So I don't know if you want me to talk about that now or later, but they were the roles, the main roles.
We will eventually, but yeah, not right now. So nice. You obviously have a long-standing connection with Dandenong as well. Premier Club.
Yeah, so I started at Dandenong in 2011 when Steve Chapman, who was coaching Dandenong at Berwick, and said, I want you to come and run our junior academy. And I said, oh, really? And he said, yep, you're in, you're it. And I went and did that. So that was 2011. Michael Finlay, who was president of Dandenong and a great mate of my uncle's through cricket at Dufton North. He wanted me, he asked me to come on and be admin manager like the term before, and I said, no, I'm involved at Berwick. Boys were still playing there. No. Then the role came up again in 2012, and he said, the job's yours. And I said, okay. So I did that role as well as Berwick for 2 years. But then Dandenong got bigger than Ben-Hur, and so I left Berwick and just has concentrated on Dandenong. Yeah, so 11 years this year at Dandenong.
Yeah, right. So what does that role entail? Coordinating the junior program.
The junior program. So
yeah.
basically, well, now we've got the girls. So we've got the Molyneux Academy. Basically with the Pattinson Academy, it's going through results and finding kids that are really starting to develop their cricket, getting them involved. We run an 8-week program through winter, indoors, and have some great coaches. It's usually run at the moment. It's been run by Keith Jantz, but Warren Ayres, the head coach of Dandenong, he's heavily involved in that as well, together with a lot of senior players coming down to help the kids. So with the Molyneux Academy, again, it's been run by Chelsea Mosscrip last year and Emma Gallagher, with a lot of the senior girls coming and helping them as well. So it's been a really good program that's run quite well over the years.
Nice. Did you have you seen Josh Sorey come through that program?
Josh Sorey, very well. Yeah. It's great.
I work with Josh, yeah. Josh,
you work with Josh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
well, that's great. Yeah,
actually,
and he's a
quick shout out to him. He actually he won the semi-final today against Queensland in the Cricket Victoria under-19. So they're in the final.
Yeah.
He's
a great kid. Great kid. He's worked really, really hard with his cricket, and it's great to see that he's getting, some really good acknowledgement now. So it's great. It's great. And it's great to see, and that's why I'm doing the academies, because and the same with when I was at Parkfield doing Milo Have a Go and being involved as junior coordinator, seeing those kids start and then to where, they become adults and they're playing senior cricket, and seeing that whole development right through, that's the biggest thrill. Yeah. You don't care about life memberships and things like that. Seeing all these kids, like good old Stevie here, I've watched him grow from a 10-year-old right through to now he's 30-something, So even if you played at the wrong Premier club, but I tried every year that he came to Dandenong, Stevie, can I get the clearance? Come across to Dandy. Come and play. Not play. No, you seal the deal.
No, it does.
It's great.
It would sound very rewarding, being able to see everyone come through.
Yeah.
You mentioned before the Pattinson Academy. You've obviously seen a lot of good players come through Dandenong, and a lot of good people come through Dandenong. Do you have a favourite player that came through?
I always fruit that you don't have favourites. But I've always had two fellas at Dandy who have always been two favourites. Guess who they are, Stevie?
I reckon it's either going to be, it's the Sweeney brothers.
Oh no, they're very high up there too. But Tommy Donnell and James Nanopoulos have always been two that, they could be rat bags and you'd want to kick them up the backside. But on the other side, they're the first ones to jump in and give you a hand and socialise with them. And two good fellas that, even though Neno's no longer at Dandenong, he's at Frankston. We still talk, and the kids get Christmas. I always buy kids Christmas presents and things like that. So it's they're two, and the same with Tommy. Now's got a little boy, and he gets likewise now. So but no, No, the Sweeney boys are lovely, lovely boys. Oh, in fact, I'll tell you a little story on that one. This could go a long, long, long time, sorry. But I always said if I had daughters, they would be two boys that I would want my daughter to bring home.
Oh, beautiful. You're giving me some ammo for when we play them after Christmas. Beautiful. I've already got things in mind. That'll go along nicely.
I don't know, that's not exactly a sledge I can carry.
No, trust me, I can work it. That question, Liz, actually originated from someone else who was probably hoping for a mention, my little mate G. But
well, Gian's lovely, and someone I can kick up the backside quite a
I would think so.
Yeah, so he's all good.
Lovely. So you've obviously seen a lot of good players come through. Do you want to talk about dealing with Peter Siddle and James Pattinson as they sort of came to the club and what they do now for the club as well? Pat as a captain, senior captain at the moment, but what's it like having quality players like them come through and come back?
Funny, well, Peter Siddle's only ever played twice in my 11 years I've been there. Once was at Casey's and then one was in that 2017-18 grand final. And he was fantastic. Like, I've got a photo of myself between Darren and Peter Siddle on when we won the grand final. Very obliging, but not one to sort of come back a lot to Dandenong. He's got bigger things and you know, actively involved in Hobart and things like that. Whereas the Pattinson boys, they come back. They really enjoy Dandenong and are grateful to the start that they've had. I'm not saying that Peter's not, but you know, James comes back and he's just like another player. He's not, you know, he's played Test cricket for Australia, but at the end of the day, he's just a dandy boy.
Yeah,
and his dad comes and you know, watches and yeah, they're just a good Dandenong family.
Yeah, lovely to hear.
Often.
Tufton, but the dandy boys, they've been dandy boys for a long time.
He's playing footy for Dupton this season.
Well, and of course he's broken his wrist, so he's had surgery, so he hasn't played with us for quite a number of weeks. So I don't know when he's going to be back. So yeah, we'll just have to play that one by ear at the moment.
Yeah, beautiful. Lovely. That wraps me up. That was good. Good to officially talk to you that I can at a time I can remember.
We had to record it for you to remember that.
Yeah, I know. I'll forget in a couple months' time. But beautiful. Thank you so much.
Cool. I'll jump in now, I think. So you briefly touched on earlier about Parkfield and what your kind of connection is and how you got involved with the club. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that and how it came about?
Yeah. My brother played at Parkfield when he was a teenager, so many years ago. And my uncle, Alf Dinger, he played, and my two cousins, Stephen and David Dinger. So there's been that connection there. But it even goes back further with my mum. My mum grew up when she came from Moore, and I grew up in Ellendale Road. So Parkfield Reserve was just starting to form. So they were actively involved with the Collie family as well, getting fundraising for the reserve, getting all that organised. So it sort of goes way back to early 50s when Mum and her family were involved. But as far as the cricket club goes, it was Andrew playing at Parkfield, and then with Uncle Alf and Stephen and David playing there. And then, of course, then I started dating Craig as a 16-year-old, and
Little lovebirds.
I played tennis at Oval Park, and yes, rekindled friendships, as I said, with Joffa and Bucket were both primary school acquaintances as such, and so it's about year 9, I think, that we reacquainted, and so started to sort of follow the cricket and the Bears footy, and then, as I said, then started to date Craig, and so every Saturday night during summer was Parkfield Cricket Club, and every night during winter, Saturday night, was Noble Park Footy Club. So
that's a lot of the same people. I don't think I could do that for a whole year.
I mean, and look, those friends, those people are still great friends, Dita and Diane, and, we still have connections to the Gibsons and the Molos. I'm having dinner with the Molos next week.
Yeah, right.
And so it's, and it's, just terrific. We still, speak to Hobbsy and Bucket and Joff, and, and I remember Tony Payne's 21st like it was yesterday. So, with his blower.
Nice.
So,
nice. We'll touch back on a bit more of Dandy. So, as you said, you're the admin manager there, and you talked a little bit about your role. Is there anything that people wouldn't know about your role that you do around the club?
The best teas in Victoria Premier Cricket is what I heard. When we used to go for tea at other spots, this is a credit to you, Liz. Other teams would say, "Nah, Dandy's got the best spread. Dandy's got the best spread," and it was true. I used to look forward to playing at Shepley, because even us lowly types down in the lower grades, we'd venture over to Shepley Oval 1 upstairs, and we'd get a great spread every time. Liz would be there, I'd get a good chat for 20 minutes. Oh, I'm late. Sprint back across to the other oval. Off we go. But anyway, sorry, just had to throw that.
No. Well, unfortunately now Cricket Victoria put it on clubs to determine who does afternoon tea and lunches. So a lot of the clubs now are not doing anything for lunches. And it was funny because Douglas, who's captain of Carlton, he said to me last Saturday night, they stayed back after the girls and had a drink and whatever, and he said it was all in our group chat. We're going to Dandy, we're going to get lunches, the great Dandy lunches. And he said, and then someone said, "Nah, it's only reciprocal." So we'll do it if the others, are looking after our, boys, their club. But half of them don't. But we still do it for our boys, so they still get the full whack. Yeah, our boys.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But as far as all the admin goes, it's just looking after all the Cricket Victoria stuff that comes through, and doing all the registrations, and it's all changed this year with the online registrations, and making sure that's all done. And I do all the merchandise as well, and anything else anyone else throws at me. So
I'll tell you what, I do look forward to each year at the start of cricket season getting the photo of your living room just packed full of merchandise. Yeah. My favourite thing, I'm like, where is it, Liz? I got to see it. That looks like a hell of a time.
Yeah. It's usually, as I said, last year was a little bit in dribs and drabs, unfortunately. So, but okay.
No. Do you have a least favourite part of the job? Anything that's a bit tedious or annoying?
Dealing with Gehan.
Captains not doing their captain's reports.
Oh.
Because now Cricket Victoria fine them straight away with $50.
Can relate.
That's just been the biggest bugbear this year. But and only because Cricket Victoria brought in this fine system this year straight away. They used to give you 3 or 4 weeks grace, and you'd have time to catch up, but not now. It's straight $50 each week.
Wow.
Yeah, I racked up a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You almost got another one this week.
I only had 1 out of 7 that hadn't done it. So, and he did it at 6:15. So I'm hoping that they'll give us 15 minutes grace. Yeah.
Sure.
doesn't matter.
Lovely.
So, yeah.
Perfect. And you were saying that you finally made that move over to Dandy, and they kind of like were like, this is your role, take it or leave it. What was that final push that made you go like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna go?
My mum and dad were sick at the time, and I needed a change. I needed a new direction. I needed some sort of different, something different to look at. And I always thought, you know what, I want to see what this is all about at a high level. Well, I've never played the game myself. I've always been on, off the field. And everyone, talks about going to cricket to play. But I wanted to see what it was like at an admin side of things. And yeah, it is a lot different to local cricket. As far as the admin side of things goes, and the running of a club, and all that you've got to deal with Cricket Victoria and things like that. So yeah, it gave me a better insight into, and probably now, when I first started, I thought I probably chose my career because I came from a legal background and worked in legal all my years, and I probably thought I really should have gone down into the sports administration side of things. So, but anyway, late now to think about that. But yeah, so that was one of the reasons why, I just needed a new direction and something new. And Dandy gave that to me. Yeah, so it was good.
Nice. Well, at least you did it in the end, and I think Dandy are very thankful that you ended up coming on board. So I'm sure they're happy with that. And lastly, Dandenong obviously have a really good, strong women's program at their club. Have you had a look at much about Parkfield's women's programs? What are your thoughts? Do you have any tips for us of how we can get to that level? Not that I want to go to that level, but
no, you've done well, and it's funny because people ring me and say they want to come and play cricket, whereas they're not ready for Premier cricket. So you'd be surprised the amount of people I filter through to Parkfield. Now, whether they make that call, I don't know. But, you're always the ones that I filter all those girls through to. But, you've done so very well to oh, geez, hang on. I'm off the air again. Sorry, I hit something.
Everyone on YouTube is going to see this bright light.
So no, you've done so well, Geordie, to do what you've done. And it's a credit to the club that, you've got these, really strong women's program running. And now with the under 18 girls, and, it's a pathway for Premier clubs, your club. So even though, I don't know how you look at that from a club perspective, but, your girls, the girls that have got the ability to take that next step, that should be, like Nalu Pereira is a typical example. She can go to that smile is that killer smile.
Is the best.
She's got the ability. She's just got to keep working hard, and not back off. She's got to keep improving. There's lots that she can improve on, but she's taking it in her steps to do it, and the coaching is available to her. Your program is fantastic because and I'm hoping, and I actually spoke to Kira Metcalf, our coach, and said, there's a club down the road, I said, that's got a really good women's program in place. We need to go and work with them. We need to, get that, we had it when Andy Christie was there and you girls came over and whatever. And I suppose this is a conversation for another day, Geordie, but that's, something that I'd like to see started again, that, those girls, even if they come and train or even if you identify some that, would do with extra coaching, or whether it's a whole club thing,
Yeah.
But no, I think it's fantastic what you've done at Parkfield with the girls. Really good.
Thank you. No, it's really exciting now. I think with the under 18s, having them filter up through the women's, it's just made it so much stronger this year. So we've taken it to another level, which is super exciting.
No, it's great.
Cool. And also I miss Nilo, so I wish you would come back to us. Perfect. Well, that's all from me. You want to take over?
Yeah, thank you, Geordie.
He just wants to talk about under 12s.
Yeah, well, like you said, obviously I've known you for a very, very long time, from when I first rolled up through Stewie Davis. There's a name drop. Stewie Davis is mates with my old man. So he said, get the young fella down to Milo, have a go at Parkfield. And I ventured down. I had my little Milo shirt, the white shirt with a collar, and then a pair of footy shorts, because my parents didn't want to buy me whites yet until I liked cricket. So I had to do the whole year in footy shorts. But, yeah, that was a long time ago. And then we probably became even closer when Burra, or Craig, your husband, coached me in under 12s, like you mentioned, when we ended up winning the premiership. And, obviously I was friends with Jared through that time as we're closer in age. But that year when Ryan filled in as a 6-year-old, as our 7th player or whatever it was, we played short in the grand final and we still won the flag. That was a great year.
I'll never forget that night. On Friday night, Craig said he got the phone call to say that Stefan had been deported to Sri Lanka, and to have a team. He said Ryan's going to have to play a 6-year-old against under 12. That's ridiculous. He goes, yeah, I'll just field in, at the back spot, basically,
Oh, that was out of Pargata Reserve, I think. I still remember drinking Fanta out of the cup.
It was a great year. The kids were great. Yeah.
Some characters in that side. We had the premiership reunion last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
Joshy Gresk made an appearance, bless him. That was a
teacher. And a teacher.
Did chair, yeah. Oh man. One thing that came up as soon as I mentioned to a couple of Parkfield people that you'd be on the podcast was the fact that your husband says it all the time, but he goes, geez, I'm the only bloke that has to drag his missus home from the cricket club or the footy club. All she wants to do is stay. And I think that is evident over the last few premiership reunions and the 50th night. We're getting to the end of the night. There's Hobbsy asleep on the chair. All these blokes are asleep on the chair, and you're still dancing, chatting.
That's it.
Doing your thing. And Burra's there going, come on, Liz, let's go. So that is an absolute credit to you. Whereas I think it's fair to say my hugs and kisses is always eye on the door, trying to get out of there.
They are premiership reunions and the Hall of Fame nights. One of my favourite things, you come back to Parkfield, you see all the old players. I met up, was it last year? I think it was last year. Lexi Perotta. Now, Lexi Perotta's played at Williamson first. I haven't seen him since then.
I'll tell you what, it must be a Parkfield DNA thing, because as this interview's gone on, I remember a night when we were both away from Parkfield. You're in your role at Dandenong, I was playing at Hawthorn, and even though I never played first 11, every year I went to the Ryder Medal. We get tickets, we need to fill the seat, I'm up. Fancy dress, getting on the piss, that's me. That was probably the only reason why I kept playing. But I know you remember this night. I can't remember who the coach at Dandenong was at the time. Was it the bloke that played at Cranbourne or something?
Ross Woodall.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
And everyone from Hawthorn had gone home. I was following around Anna Lanning, big sister, just because I wanted to pick her up. She was better at cricket than me. She was good looking. And everyone everyone at Hawthorn was gone. And I turn around and I'm like, shit, I'm on my own here. And I look around and there you are, still there, bopping around with drinking and carrying on. Stevie, bang, link up. Me, you and
Yeah.
Ross were the last to leave out of all of Premier Cricket Victoria. That was one of
We
the...
were downstairs in the bar, downstairs. Remember after the finished, and that was Ross Woodall. Yes, yes,
That's the one, yeah. And then...
that was the night Adam McMust got in the bus with all those people.
Oh,
You, Steve.
I wasn't paying that much attention. And then, of course, another instance was when you packed up your bags and went over on a cricket trip to watch Australia tour South Sri Lanka. Yeah, left your husband at home, but went on a trip with a couple of girlfriends and joined Janzi's tour and went around Sri Lanka. Where we caught up again and had a few drinks. So that was surreal. Sitting at, what was that?
That was at the Cafe Francois, remember? We got out of the bus and there you yelled out.
We don't need to talk about what happened at the cafe that night.
No.
Or Damien Stoderena being the rudest bloke.
That's right.
But yes, more an ode to you for for leaving the hubby at home and going on a cricket tour. I reckon that is grouse. Now, I do have another pointed question for you.
Oh dear.
Sent in from someone.
Ooh.
Along with Dandenong, they also get overseas players that come out. Now, I reckon they're damn lucky to be stuck in a house with you and Craig. Just absolute cricket tragics. And the spreads they will get for dinner every night, I'm sure they get well and truly looked after. So, over the years, who is your favourite overseas player that you've had living?
Oh, don't do that to me.
You got to pick.
Well, the first one was Callum Parkinson.
Yep.
Then we had Laura Delaney. Then I had and then we've had Josh Shaw, and then currently Ben Ellison. And Ben today, so he's gone back home for Christmas, and will be back with his girlfriend on the 4th of January.
Ah.
So she stays till January, the end of January, and Ben stays till the 4th of March. Had great time with Callum Parkinson. He walked in the door, and I remember after he unpacked his bags, he just went and laid on the couch, and I thought, this kid is right at home, and he just became my third son. We still to this day have a great relationship. And when I went to England 3 years ago, he unfortunately had lost his mum, so I was able to go to the funeral, and then his dad hired me a BMW car. He put me up for when the time I was in Manchester, because he said, you just looked after Callum like he was your own, And yeah, so his mum had come and stayed here with us as well for a little bit of the time that she was here. So we'd got to know her as well. So yeah, he has a very soft spot. He's always been, as I said, Laura, I've never had. Laura was captain of the Irish cricket, still is captain of Ireland. And she was great. She was terrific. She was like my daughter that I never had, So, and Josh and Casey, his girlfriend here as well. They were good fun too. And Ben's really a great fella. He's a really, really good. He and Craig's really hit it off really, really well too. So, yeah. So I can't knock any of them. They've all been great.
I reckon it's Cal. I have money on Cal. And just let me know once this year's overseas player comes by, so I know where to come if I'm in the doghouse.
Always welcome, Steve.
Oh, brilliant. I reckon that just about wraps it up for me. What do you reckon, host? You still with us, mate?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Hey.
I already got a bit of a you get sunburnt and you get just fucking drained.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's me. I'm knackered. By the pool yesterday, and You always put the sunscreen on your legs, don't you? Always put the sunscreen on your legs. My legs look like long tomatoes.
One of
I don't know.
Bobby's hot dogs.
Yeah, hot dogs are ready. Hot dogs are ready. Yeah, lovely.
Hey, don't talk about Uncle Bob like that. That's Liz's uncle. Is that
Oh,
Well,
really?
we're not blood relatives, no. So my Elfdinger's wife, Pat,
Yep.
and Eileen Butler are sisters. So we're not. They're just in name. They've always been Auntie Eileen and Uncle Bob to us as kids growing up.
Yeah.
And they lived behind us in the house backed onto ours in Gatcombe Court and Fintonia Road.
Wow.
So when I was a kid and I was playing football, was to jump the fence to go and train with Auntie Eileen, who was a really good football, and then jump the fence to come home.
So that's so cool.
But yeah, but I saw Bob the other day at Pat's 80th birthday the other Sunday, and he just looks so different. Just at all. He's fantastic. He really is.
Fit as a fiddle and still
Yeah.
sharp. He's brilliant.
Yeah. No, it's great.
Love
He
Bob.
he just loves Parkfield. It's it's everybody. But people that have had such a long association with Parkfield. It's look at your mum and dad, Geordie. Like your dad. I remember your dad as a little kid, and with Beck, and so. Growing up, and then he went to sea, and and then he comes back, and then there's got car in tow, and you just see all the as the kids have grown up. It's yeah, and now look, Jordan's secretary of the club. It's fantastic, Yeah,
On the ball.
that's it. Yeah, that's great. It's what a good sporting club is all about, It is, and other clubs, I don't know if you know the story of Desi Nolan when he was at Methodist. He always referred to Parkfield as the little club down the road.
Yep.
And he and Frank Mollo were great mates, and he would look up this Parkfield, to socialise. People from Springy South would come up to Parkfield, and all they would be playing Parkfield would stay and just kick on.
Yeah.
Kick
I mean,
God.
Parkfield, you would see the sun come up. It was,
Oh, I still do,
Charlie's
Liz, don't worry.
Pictures. Yeah,
I still do.
yeah. Well, that's how it was back then too. So the good old days.
Kenner hasn't seen the sun in a while. He leaves at about 10 o'clock these days.
Where'd you go on the weekend, mate?
Yeah. Where the hell were you?
You smoked bomb too. You didn't say goodbye to anyone.
No.
I waved on the way out.
It
was a silent wave, wasn't it?
I'm grown up now. I've got a mortgage. I've got a house to renovate. I've got things to do on Sundays. I can't be. Well, I can, but choose not to. Jeez.
Oh dear.
Pick and choose my battles these days. Thanks, Geordie. Just outing me on the podcast. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Is there a comment grilling from
I just want everyone to see your true colours these days.
You've changed, Cano. You've changed.
You changed, man.
Geordie, you're in my drink for drink. Drink for
Fine,
drink.
that's totally. Are you paying?
You're telling me all about your bonus you're getting from Iron Man, so you're right.
Oh, Moneybags Hill. Oh,
I haven't had my end of year review yet, so we'll see if I have a job first.
sacked. No bonus. Sacked. God.
If you get sacked, I'll buy you 1 CC and dry.
No
Deal.
sugar. No sugar. No sugar.
No sugar. No sugar.
No, I'm not Meb. I'll take the sugar, thanks.
Bro, I'm no sugar, man.
No sugar's way better. Way better. Trust me. Once you're over 30, less sugar the better.
You know what doesn't have sugar?
Well, I'm not, so.
What's that?
Beer.
To make it. Anyway.
We digress.
We digress.
How expanded is my vocabulary? That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Cool. Well done. That was nice.
Thanks.
Well done, Cano, for sorting all that out for us, and getting Liz on as well, which is awesome. Thank you so much for coming on.
This has been a year in the making.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding, Liz. Every week we go, we need to get Liz on every week.
And then Cano never texted you ever.
Yeah.
And then the one time that he does, he tries to act like the hero about how he got you on.
Wow.
Oh, it's been fun. Oh, I was a little nervous. I must admit. I said that to Stevie. Oh, I said, I hope you want to hear from me.
No one, to be honest, no one wants to hear from
Very-
us three any week, but they still listen. So, yeah.
About a minute in, you realised, wow, this is really poor.
Bad.
I'm gonna dominate. I was saying to Liz before, I reckon by the end of this episode, she'll be hosting it next week and just take it real highbrow. And we'll actually
Love that.
There's a dandy podcast next year, and Liz just runs it.
yeah.
On the charts.
Liz is like, I've seen the crap that everyone else is putting out. We need to get on it.
It's not hard. Anybody can do it.
can't believe people are listening to this crap.
I said, I had dinner with Jared. Jared was down on last weekend, and I said to Jared, I said, guess what? I said, I'm going to Parkfield's Pop on Monday night. And he looks at me and Craig goes, yeah, we all play. She doesn't play, and she has on the podcast.
Actually, there's a mention. Jared, he was a premiership coach of the club. So he played juniors.
Yeah.
He left after under 12s, I think, because you guys were living out in Berwick. So it was
Yeah.
so he was 1 point player. Came back in, well, that would have been 2013-14 season, I think it was.
Yeah.
Came back
He
to-
was 21. He was 21 then. Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah. Not captain, but coach.
Coached. Yeah. He was coach. And they won the flag. Yeah. So that was a very proud moment for, I think, more so Craig than, I mean, I was very proud, but it was Craig. I think it was nice for, his club, and and Jared was, involved in that, which was good. So yeah, but oh no, it's and look, he really enjoyed his time, doing that, coming back and playing at Parkfield.
But at the end of the day, it was a typical Parkfield problem. We just have too many smart blokes. He's too bloody clever, so he's off.
He's off
politics, off in Canberra, just flying high. So typical Parkfield. We smart blokes and then they leave because they're successful. We need more dumb plumbers, plasterers, these types. Sparkies.
No, we don't.
No.
Beautiful. Jordy, do you want to do a quick wrap up of our little Christmas breakup that we had?
I mean, yeah, not a lot to talk about. We just had actually, a funny story from about the food. I ordered it that day on KFC's online app, and they just they brought up the date for me, but I'd accidentally ordered it for Sunday, not Saturday. They automatically gave me the date for Sunday. So when I got there, I had to beg them to make the food for me. I had to wait half an hour. Yeah, I was there for half an hour waiting with Cheyenne and Sheridan. And I was like, please, please, please give me some food. Or there's going to be so many, 20 angry men coming down here in about 10 minutes. So please make me food.
Also, speaking of angry men, what happened to Nico?
Oh, yeah. Where was Nico? We had a KFC feast. Where the hell was he?
It was his brother's 30th birthday.
What a shit excuse.
The better Jeffrey. Ben Jeffrey is a top bloke. He's good looking, holds a good conversation. Mate, he is that much better than Nico. It's not funny.
Can you play cricket?
I'm assuming he's better at that too. Yeah.
Probably.
Should we get him on the podcast?
We should.
Just tell us about how much better you are than Nico at everything.
That's gold. Nah, he had Benny's 30th. Unfortunately, I lagged Benny's to come to Parkfield, have 3 pieces of chicken, and then go home early.
Cool.
Oh, you invited.
Mm.
A terrible person, All right, cool. Do you want to poll from last week, which actually is still live at the moment?
No, it should be done now, shouldn't it?
Done now, as we're recording on Monday.
Yeah, it's done. I think it might be.
Have you got it up? Because it's taking me.
Yeah, I'll get it up. It was. So in third place, we had strawberry on 29%.
Boo.
I know, right? Strawberry's the best. What the hell? And then we actually had chocolate and vanilla tie on 35% each. So, don't know. Should we do a second poll?
If your favorite flavor is vanilla, you're just, I don't know.
Plain Jane.
Yeah, missionary.
Bit boring.
Old Shane Doig. Old
Missionary.
Doig.
just missionary. Oh.
Oh dear.
Also, chocolate's not that great, so I don't know how they both won.
Yeah,
Like
no.
tied.
I feel like if you like chocolate, you gotta get a good chocolate.
Yeah, but like the one from this, not great.
Do they do lactose-free chocolate ice cream?
Probably.
Just take your pills, mate.
Mate,
Fuck.
it's awesome. I don't work.
Lovely. So we're not playing next week.
Yeah, it's
Are
Christmas.
we gonna do a mid-season podcast?
Nah.
We should say we were.
I intend on being intoxicated pretty much from the 23rd through about the 3rd of January.
Yep.
Cool.
So
Yep. As do
Well,
I.
I mean, we should probably do one like the week before. Oh, maybe not then.
Well, we can do one after the T20s.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, the week before we go back. Just like
Yeah.
the 10th of
Yeah.
Jan or whatever. We'll do a bit of a recap the first half of the year and then what we're looking forward to second half.
glad the listeners are tuning into this to see how we really organise.
is this our podcast
Oh,
meeting?
yeah.
How we're going to run the show?
Do we want to maybe roll with the next poll?
Jesus Christ. So I did mention before, we got the T20 comp coming up on the 7th of January, which Cano tried to convince us we're playing at Parkmore. But we're not.
Yeah.
All I
What the
know
hell
is-
was that today?
Mate, so Jonty, old mate from the newspaper, rings me. I had no idea who he was when the thing popped up. Chatting away to him, he goes, "Oh yeah, you know, who's your marquee player? Rah rah. You know, you're playing at Doveton against Doveton and Narry." I've gone, "Hey, hang on a minute. I thought we were hosting the T20s against Fountain Gate and someone else." No. Doveton's been promoting it and everything. You're at Robbins. Oh, shit. Didn't know that. Righto, I'll chase that up. So I get off the phone, message the committee chat, and Presidente all over it like white on rice. No, that's Parkmore playing at Doveton.
You should see when you
Where
sent
am I?
that through that message.
Oh.
I was frantically going through my emails, being like, "When the fuck did they send this through?" Like I was like, "What? Like they didn't tell us this at all."
F-bomb.
Oh yeah, like Subsy didn't say it 50 million times. I don't know
Gordon,
once.
you're better than that. You're better than that.
Don't stoop the Stubbs level. Anyway, we got a T20 round robin tournament at Parkfield on the 7th of Jan. So unfortunately, we were supposed to play Narry North, but they pulled out of our pool.
Berwick Springs and Fountain Gate.
Yeah, so we played Fountain Gate twice.
Berwick Springs pulled out. No,
Yeah, so now we play Fountain Gate twice.
you said Narry North. I got confused.
Sorry. We
Who
play
is our
Fountain
marquee
Gate
player?
twice. The first game's at 9:30,
Working
and then
on
we'll have a break to know the team.
Hopefully not you.
The second
Not
game,
it. I am the opposite of Marquee. Thanks, man. I'm out. Max
I was like,
to the team.
I wonder if that's what he said on the phone. Oh yeah, I'm a marquee player, just me.
Chris Bond. Chris Bond's the Marquee player.
but seriously, if you want to play for us, let us know.
Uncle's
got
yes,
that.
we want you.
Liz, do you know anyone?
Might do.
There we go.
Brett Forsyth or someone to come down, please. We need someone who can make runs.
Oh no, yeah. Premier Cricket goes back on the 7th, doesn't it, Liz?
The first, yes. So when do you play?
7.
The T20 round robin is on the Saturday, on the 7th.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
silly.
gonna
Why
make
would they
it
do
hard.
that?
Yeah, it makes it
That's
hard
gonna
for
make-
marquee players.
So they're not doing it during the week anymore.
I think the next round is on a Tuesday,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
the finals are on like Sundays or something like that.
Oh, okay.
The qualifying round.
Because all it does
Qualifying
is
rounds is on the Saturday. I don't know.
The grand final's on the Sunday. Oh,
Sunday,
Mm.
yeah.
5th of Feb. It's my birthday.
And so is the semi-final. It's on Sunday, the 5th of February, apparently.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think it's gonna be like they do in England with the finals day. So you play the semis in the morning and then the final in the afternoon. 2 games in
Oh,
one
yes, that's the 5th, because that's at Shepley.
at Shepley. Yep,
Don't we have don't Turf 1 have a game? Turf 2 have a game that day?
that'll be interesting.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, hopefully.
Oh, is that our luncheon day?
Yeah.
Sorry, this is just turned into a committee meeting again.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
We
no.
digress.
Against Beaky, whenever that is, and I reckon it's the 22nd of Jan. I reckon I asked for that because I got a Bucks party first. Coincidentally, I swear. Anyway, what do you reckon, Pondy? What's the poll this week?
Um,
Were we going upcoming matches? Oh, wait, no, we don't have any matches. Never mind. Sorry.
thanks for joining us, Geordie.
Well,
Yeah, so poll this week, it should be pretty straightforward, but seeing some of the other poll results we've had, it might not be. When you go to the pub and you order a Parmigiana, do you call it a Parmy or a Parma? And if you didn't catch what I just said, it should be pretty obvious.
how many followers do we have that live in Geelong or Adelaide? Because they're all backwards and call it Palmy. They can all go and get stuffed.
Yeah.
I'll block.
I'll get. Beautiful. Also, everyone I'm wrapping up. I'm hard enough. Everyone have a great holiday. I'm tired. Everyone have a great holiday. Stay safe. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do.
So not much.
Yeah,
Be good. And if you can't be good at it.
Yep, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, hope to see everyone in the new year and hope everyone has a fun few weeks off work and enjoys themselves. Anyway, that's all from the WOM here at the Parkfield podcast. We'll see you in the new year. Ciao.
Bye,
Yeah.
everyone.
Bye.